Hello and welcome to Career Launcher. And as a part of our daily practice exercise continue consisting of questions that we have picked from our own mocks that are countdown cats, in this particular video, you will see Gejo solve a couple of questions of para summary that have appeared in countdown cat.
Let's look at VA questions. There are 8 of them, starting with, this is the paragraph summary question, and people had a fight between answer choice 1 and answer choice number 4. Okay. Let me help you understand a few things. When you have these short answer choices, means that it has to capture the main point of the passage. Now, when you look at this particular paragraph, it could be a paragraph where somebody may be presenting an argument. Or it could be a paragraph which may be explaining something without any argument. Argument means the paragraph which has the opinion of the author. An opinion of the author is there. That opinion is based on certain reasons or the facts or the evidences that the author cites. Evidences that the author cites. In argument, these evidences are called the premises. And from there, the author arrives at a certain conclusion. That's what that means. So when you have an argumentative sort of passage where you can actually see the author's opinion, the main point should capture that conclusion or the opinion of author. And it can be anywhere else. What is the author wanting to say? If merely something that explains something, the author is not giving any sort of opinion here, if merely to explain certain things, then it has to capture the sort of ideas of the explanation. What is the point that the author wants to give? So if I look at this, this says that in AD 79, Mount Vesuvius erupted in one of the most catastrophic eruptions of all time. Historians have learned about eruption from an eyewitness account of Pliny the Younger, a Roman administrator and the poet. In surviving copies of the letter indicate the eruption occurred after 17 October. All statement of fact. So author is now saying that historians have a particular view and they have basically used the eyewitness account. Okay. Now it says that, and now the most important thing is that an eyewitness cannot have written this account. That is our guy's opinion. And why? An author is now giving reasons to justify that. No one living in Pompeii could have survived the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. The reason is simple. The eruption ejected a cloud of stones, ashes, and volcanic gases, and too fast. The point is that the reason why no one could have survived is because it had a lot of these things. But why is both of them used? So if I actually give this argument like this, if I give, let's say this is sentence number 1, this is sentence number 2, this is sentence number 3, this is sentence number 4. Let's take this as sentence number 5, and the last is sentence number 6. And look at the structure of this argument. When you look at the structure of this particular argument, it says that there is a fact. Okay. Historians learned about it and basically indicated from a survivor's document. And surveyor's document, and which mentions something. So all this about stating that the historians are learning certain things from this document. There's a fact. It has erupted. So it has erupted. And the key witness is based on the eruption happened based on the entire thing is based on this the documents that is mentioned by the eyewitness account, right? And now the author now says, look, this is wrong. You've got something wrong because the eyewitness could not have given the account. Why? Because now he is giving reason to support this claim. Nobody could have survived. And the reason is simple because of this. Therefore, you would want to see sentence number this particular sentence there. The account of eruption of Mount Vesuvius was not written by eyewitness. That is the point. That is why answer choice 4 is the right answer choice. This one says, contrary to the eyewitness document, someone cannot survive. First of all, there is another problem with this. Contrary to the eyewitness document, somebody cannot survive the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. That suggests the eyewitness document, it is mentioned that there are survivors. No, contrary to, so there are a couple of issues with respect to this answer choice. The lava of Mount Vesuvius was moving too fast. Again, evidence that is cited. The eyewitness account indicates eruption occurred on 17th October. All these are not the point. The point is answer choice number 4. Okay. Now let's look at this. Does it have, this has got slightly longer ones. But let's see what's going on. People had confusion between answer choice number 3 and answer choice number 4. This is more explanatory, not argument. The author does not have any opinion on this issue. Blood groups are categorized by whether antibodies are present and type of proteins on the red blood cells. So two things. Blood group is based on the antibodies and the type of protein on the red blood cells. So does it work on animals? Answer is yes. Yes, they do. As long as the animal in question have blood, not all animals do, they have a species-specific blood groups. And as with humans, these groups are determined by the structure of blood based on presence of antibodies, along with the makeup of the proteins that sit outside the blood cells. Humans are usually one of 4 main blood types. 35 has been identified for us. 13 types identified dogs, 8 for horses, and 3 for cats. Back in 1967, lamb's blood was successfully transferred into a 15-year-old boy without causing a fatal allergic reaction. The point is that animals have blood groups. And that is based on the presence or absence of antibiotics and the makeup of the proteins. So if you look at answer choice number 3, so long as an animal has blood, it will have a species blood group. As long as they will have. So will is fine. Determined by the structure of the blood, based on antibodies present and the makeup of the protein that sit outside the red blood cells. This is perfect. There is no factually nothing is wrong here. This makes a lot of sense. Now you look at answer choice number 4. Not all animals have blood. Okay, but for those two, their blood can be classified based on the number of antibodies present and proteins outside the red blood cells. And these may be similar to humans. I think the proteins are similar to humans. Antibodies are similar to humans. I think that is another problem here. First of all, the number of antibodies is a problem. And these, I think classification may be similar. These may be similar means what? The proteins are similar. The proteins are same and the antibodies are same. That is wrong. So this is a very twisted version of that explanation. Makes it wrong. So you just have to be very careful and having a very ditch me attitude in cases like this. So when you read a particular passage and say that, look, this is merely giving details. There is no opinion that the author has on this. Author is merely stating certain facts. So be very careful. Whereas human beings have 4 main blood groups, more blood types have been identified in animals such as, this is very wrong. We have 35 has been identified for us. And also there's a detail. It is a common misconception that animals do not have blood group. Where is a misconception? Okay. Nothing of the sort is there. Okay. Now this one again is something that is short. Plus this is explanatory and short. So what is the point here? You could buy a Porsche 911 and a Tesla Model S for less than the cost of this extremely rare tin of fish eggs. Extremely rare, you could buy something. So you basically discussed already about the cost of it. To get into specifics, white gold caviar comes from the Siberian albino sturgeon raised in a tiny farm by water glue in Australia. Basically something there in Australia. This type of fish is extremely rare and also extremely ugly. Once harvested, the goodies are dehydrated and sprinkled with 22 karat edible gold and make it even fancier, then sold it for 100,000 euros per kilogram. They were making, who eats it? I think they're hoping one day I would want to eat food like that. I have so much money. I'm going to eat some egg of fish and spend it like this. They were making the most expensive food product in the world. To make 1 kilo product, 5 kilos are needed since 80% is lost when dehydrated. And according to the farms website, it takes 8 to 10 years for the sturgeon to be ready to harvest. It's certainly not the product for everyone, but it's a market crying out for new and absolutely exquisite product that chefs around the world offer their guests. So what is the point that is being made here? So if you're planning to buy something, you can actually buy Porsche than this because of the cost of this. It is very expensive. Why is it expensive? A, because it is rare. B, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to create this. Therefore, the point that is made is that the Austrian white gold caviar, which is fine, right? This is Austrian only, right? So this is from Austria. white gold caviar sold for hydrogen is the most expensive food product in the world. This is the point. And let's look at this one. The white gold caviar is not a product consumed by everyone, but it is for an exclusive clientele looking for exclusive product. Where is it? It is not a product of anyone, but the market is crying out for new and absolutely exclusive product that chefs around the world can offer their guests. There is no exclusive clientele that being mentioned. Where is it mentioned? Siberian albino surgeon is extremely rare fish raised in a tiny farm and is extra sold as white. It's completely well left. This is like Indian batting these days. A Porsche 911 or Tesla model costs lesser than the scarce tin of white can sold with a 22. The idea is not to say about, see, look, Tesla model car is cheaper, okay? It's cheap. That's not the point. The point is answer choice number 2, okay? So you never know which question is going to help you in the exam. So don't have any preconceived notion. Look at the question on the screen and make the decision. That's what my advice would be. All right, bye.